Shanks losing his arm in the East Blue. Early in One Piece, Shanks sacrifices his arm to save Luffy from a Sea King. The apparent plot hole emerges much later when we learn that Shanks is one of the Yonko and a master of Haki. After Haki is formally introduced during the Marineford saga and fully explained in the post-time skip era, it becomes clear that even basic Busoshoku Haki drastically increases durability. By the time we see Shanks clash evenly with Whitebeard and later intimidate Admiral Ryokugu from miles away using Haoshoku Haki, the question becomes obvious. How could a creature from the weakest sea take his arm? The most evidence-based explanation is timeline context. At that point in the story, Haki as a system was not yet conceptualized in detail, and within canon, it's implied Shanks intentionally bet on the new generation, choosing symbolism over self-preservation. Crocodile's defeat versus power scaling. When Luffy defeats Crocodile in Alabasta, it feels inconsistent compared to later revelations about the strength of warlords. Crocodile, a former Shichibukai, later clashes with top-tier fighters at Marineford and survives in the New World. After the time skip, his reintroduction alongside Mihawk in Cross Guild shows he remains a major power player. So how did pre-Gear 2nd Luffy beat him? The key evidence lies in Crocodile's over-reliance on his Logia intangibility. In Alabasta, once Luffy discovers water nullifies the Sunasuna no Mi's intangibility, the advantage shifts. Oda later clarified through SBS and story portrayal that many Logia users grow complacent when unchallenged. Crocodile had not fought serious Haki users in years. Luffy's victory was circumstantial and strategic, not a raw power triumph, which aligns with Crocodile's later portrayal as still formidable in the New World. The inconsistent portrayal of Haki pre-time skip. Haki is officially explained after the events of Marineford, but subtle uses appear much earlier. For example, Shanks intimidating the Sea King in Chapter 1 is later confirmed to be Haoshoku Haki. Similarly, mantra used by Enel's priests in Skypiea is retroactively identified as Kenbunshoku Haki. The perceived plot hole is that characters like Crocodile or CP9 never explicitly use Haki, despite being elite fighters. Canon evidence suggests Haki was always present conceptually, but not fully systematized. Oda gradually formalized it as the power ceiling of the series rose. During Marineford, we see multiple confirmed Haki clashes, and Rayleigh later provides structured explanation. The inconsistency is best understood as progressive world-building rather than contradiction. Earlier arcs relied on Devil Fruit mechanics and physical combat, while Haki became essential only as the narrative escalated into Yonko-level conflicts. Pell's surviving the Alabasta bomb. One of the most debated moments is Pell surviving a city-destroying bomb in Alabasta. He carries the massive explosive high into the sky, and it detonates at close range. The blast is stated to be powerful enough to destroy the capital, yet Pell reappears alive with injuries. This seems physically impossible. However, within canon, Zoan-type Devil Fruits are repeatedly shown to grant extreme durability and recovery. Later arcs reinforce this. Awakened Zoans in Impel Down recover rapidly, and characters like Kaido demonstrate extraordinary endurance. While Pell was not confirmed awakened, his Tori Tori no Mi model Falcon enhance his resilience. Oda has acknowledged in SBS sections that he prefers not to kill characters unnecessarily. While narratively convenient, Pell's survival aligns with the exaggerated durability consistently portrayed throughout high-tier fighters. The world government ignoring Luffy's Devil Fruit. A major recent controversy involves the revelation in Wano that Luffy's Gomu Gomu no Mi is actually the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika. The world government knew this fruit was special and renamed it to hide its identity. The question, why didn't they eliminate Luffy earlier? Canon evidence shows the government did attempt to capture or kill him multiple times, Enies Lobby, Marineford, and through CP9 and CP0 interventions. However, they didn't initially know Luffy possessed the Nika fruit specifically. Who's Who reveals the fruit was lost years ago and its awakening had not occurred in 800 years. Since awakening is extraordinarily rare, the Gorosei may not have seen Luffy as an immediate existential threat until Wano. Their delayed urgency aligns with the fruit's historically elusive nature rather than total negligence. Big Mom's amnesia in Wano. During the Wano arc, Big Mom loses her memory after being knocked into the sea and later becomes temporarily kind in Uden prison. Critics argue this is a convenient plot device. However, memory loss from trauma is medically plausible, and within One Piece canon, head injuries have caused behavioral shifts before. Big Mom's psychological instability is well established through her childhood flashback on Elbath. The amnesia does not erase her strength. She remains physically overwhelming even without memories. Once her memories return after Queen's attack, her personality fully restores, reinforcing that this was temporary neurological trauma rather than personality rewriting. The narrative purpose was to reposition her geographically and escalate prison tensions, but the mechanism itself is supported by both real-world precedent and her canon history of unstable mental states. Sabo's survival after Marineford. Sabo is presumed dead after a celestial dragon shoots his ship before Luffy sets sail, yet he later appears as the Revolutionary Army's chief of staff. The seeming plot hole is how no one knew he survived, not even Luffy or Ace. Canon flashbacks reveal Monkey Dragon rescued Sabo and that he suffered severe amnesia for years. This mirrors Big Mom's temporary memory loss, but on a longer scale due to extreme trauma. Sabo only regains his memories upon seeing Ace's death reported during Marineford. Dragon's secrecy as leader of the Revolutionary Army also explains why Sabo's survival wasn't public knowledge. Rather than contradiction, this is retroactive revelation. The timeline remains consistent. Sabo was rescued before Luffy's journey, remained hidden under Dragon's protection, and only re-entered the narrative once his memories returned.